Welcome to the Black Cat Intuitive Channel and to my latest intuition building exercise called Truth or Discernment. For this remote viewing psychic development program, you will determine with your intuitive abilities who is trustworthy in the truther community and who is not, or who is compromised. I will put the name of someone from the truther community in this jar, then I will help you go into your intuitive awareness to ask various questions about this truther. The name of them, who they actually are, will be revealed at the end of this video. You may want to read the written description of this YouTube video for more information on this channel and on this exercise. Also, you may want to get a pen and a paper if that is the best manner in which you remember information. So, we are going to start an exercise in truth discernment, an exercise to enhance your own intuitive development as well as determine the truth about someone, a famous truther in the UFO disclosure conspiracy community. So focus on your breath, and as you breathe, focus on the picture of a dot. The dot should be small at first, but as you breathe in and out, in and out, in and out, the dot will get bigger and bigger, and bigger and bigger and bigger, and when you sense that it is an adequate size, you will walk through the dot. And when you do, when you are on the other side of the dot, you will sense something is different. The dot took away all of your preconceived notions about people, the world, and the nature of reality. So now, on the other side of the dot, you see a path. It has a mist over top of it, but it is a comforting mist, and you walk towards it. Keep walking and walking and walking along the path until you reach a stone structure in the middle of a meadow, and sit down and look past some trees and stare at a piece of paper. The piece of paper in the jar, only you don't know the name of it, but you know it is regarding the person, the truth, about the truther from which you want to know the information about. So now, without knowing the actual name, you can see if you, your higher self, or your optimal spirit guide will give you some general information about this famous truther. So write it down. Write down what information is important for you to know about this truther. It may not make sense at first, but just write down some sentences or even sketch some pictures or symbols. Whatever it is that your higher self wants you to know generally about this famous truther. So write it down now, and then we will move on to the next question. When you have finished writing down this information, I want you to look deeper than the information you've written down and look into the heart of the truther. Ask yourself, what is truly in their heart? What is their actual intentions for the trajectory of the human race? Write down whatever comes to mind in whatever form it comes to you. And when you have done this, we will move on to the next question. Now, I want you to ask another question about this truther. What were their intentions when they first began? Write down the answer to this question now. When you're done with this question, you may also want to ask if they are now trustworthy. Just relax into your intuitive self and write down the first words that come to mind in regards to, are they now trustworthy? When you have written down the answer to this question, I want you to ask your higher self another question in regards to this truther. Is something happening along the way to change the way they operate, what information they put out? Or are they largely the same as when they began? So just write down if they've changed in regards to, integrity or something else. Just write down what comes to mind, and when you're done that, we will move on to the next question. Now for the last and final question, I want you to go higher above yourself, higher and higher and higher, higher than ever, even your higher self, and go to the universe, source, or God. And I want you to ask the universe about this famous truther. Ask the universe what it has to say about this famous truther. Ask the universe or God. If this truther is helpful to humanity, you may want to ask in what way. Just write down what comes to mind. It might be a little, it might be a lot. Just write down the words directly from your higher self, connected to what the higher self of the universe has to say about this famous truther. In regards to what the higher self says they bring to humanity, or if they're helpful to humanity, so just write down what first comes to mind now. So when you're done writing down this question, if you want to determine more information about this truther, you can pause the video now to do so and just ask various questions that you want to know, or do some further remote viewing about this truther, maybe questions that I haven't thought to ask. Because in the next section, we are going to determine which famous truther you were remote viewing. So the name of the truther that you were remote viewing is Janine Morigo of, I don't want to say Tarot something by something Janine. I don't want to say it, the name, because it might flag me in the algorithm, but I'm sure you might know who that is. And so let me know what you got in the comment section in regards to various information you gathered about this famous truther. Did the answers surprise you? Did they go against your preconceived notions of this famous truther? I hope that you will do the various intuitive exercises on my channel, which work to target different aspects of the intuitive brain. Thank you for participating in this exercise.